Hello, everybody. It's Cindy here with Stampin' Chick Creations. It is Monday, July 17th, 2023, and I am going to attempt to go live again today. This will be 3 weeks in a row, so knock on wood that my internet is behaving and doing all the wonderful things it's supposed to do. I am just actually going to do a super quick speed test here just to make sure. Maya and I were kind of messing with the internet yesterday because we're trying to get our security camera fixed. Because what happened was when we changed internet providers, we can't reset the can't seem to set the Ring cameras again. So anyway, we were struggling with that last night. And poor Maya's up on a ladder because I have vertigo, so I cannot be up on a ladder. So it looks like my speed is fantastic. So I'm super, super excited. Okay, so we have some people hopping on. So hello, say hello as you hop on. If you have not given Ecamm, which is a software that I use, access to or permission to show me your name, all I see on my end is Facebook user. So I'm not being rude. I just want you to know that so that I'm not ignoring you. Okay. So I see there's people hopping on, and I have lots to share with you tonight. I came home and I had 4 large boxes from Stampin' Up. I'm still missing about 9, maybe 11 boxes. So they're slowly starting to trickle in. But as people are hopping on, I just wanted to let you know that this afternoon I did post, hello Sharon and Brenda, hi. I did post a graphic this afternoon. As soon as I hit my email, I got it right out to my customers and to my team. So Maya got the lawnmower stuck. She's outside sweeping the lawn, and she's, hi Colleen, and she's got it stuck. That's beautiful. Yeah, it's so wet. We can't get yard work done. It's terrible. Okay, so the graphic today was, I said, I'm on a video. She said, oops, sorry, my bad. Was the 15% off on Wednesday, and it's on stamps. Okay. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like there's been promotion after promotion here with Stampin' Up lately. And but this one's a good one. Okay, 15% off. It does not, it's anything out of the out of the big book. Okay, but you cannot use it on Hostess sets. Okay, I think that's really the only stipulation. Now, the thing I want to make you aware of, though, is as you're placing your order, you're also earning $6 for every $60 that you spend that you can use in August. Well, in August, you're going to find lots of things that you didn't even see, so you're going to want to be spending that money then. Okay? If you're on my team, in any level of my team, if you're a Stampin' Up demonstrator, let me just tell you that, it's like double whammy for you because you still get your discount on top of that. So this is one of those great perks of being a demonstrator. People say, oh, I don't need to be a demonstrator. I don't want to be a demonstrator. I'm like, you don't have to do what I do. You absolutely do not have to do what I do. I do what I do because I love it, right? But you can absolutely do this for yourself, and this is one of the perks. When Stampin' Up puts out a promotion like this, you still get your own discount on top of it. So people on my team are now going to end up with 35% discount off their stamps. That's fantastic. Like, who's not excited about that? All right, so I told you that 4 large boxes showed up, and I have to share this with you before we go forward because, friends, I'm sure you have not seen this, and this might, make you go, oh my gosh. Okay, so if you ordered, oh, you cannot see my face. Hang on one second. Not that you need to see my face, but okay. So if you ordered the Trucking Along bundle from me, it's here. That's one of the boxes. It's here. It's beautiful. So what I'm going to do is I am going to be in contact with those of you that pre-ordered this from me, and you can come and pick it up. But what I would like to do is at some point I would like to do some sort of a class, whether that's a video that I'm just going to post for you, or whether that's an in-person class. I haven't quite figured out those logistics yet, because I want to actually see the stamp set and play with it first. So stay tuned for that. If I forget, please tap me on the shoulder and say, hey, Cindy, you forgot that you told us we would get a free truck class, right? Trucking along class. So the thing I love about this set is that this set is not seasonal. It is 110% not seasonal, and that is what excites me about this the most. And of course, the punch, okay? So, I don't know about you guys, but this whole online exclusive thing is a little bit overwhelming to me and a little bit confusing. So, I've been seeing lots and lots online. I did order some of it because I loved it. So, I'm just going to share some of that with you. So, this is one of the items that's on the online exclusive. It just came out. I don't believe it's sold out. I believe it's still active, like still current. But it is, are they calling this Real Red? Because it looks like Real Red. It doesn't tell me on here. Yeah. Real Red and Gold, and they're polka dots. A beautiful, beautiful seasonal one for sure, but I think you could use that for anything, right? Birthdays, you know, you name it. So anyway, so this is a new online exclusive item. The other thing is, look at these. These are you guys getting a glare? Or is this all good? These are snowflake, adhesive back snowflake assortments. Okay? I cannot wait to use these. These look so much fun. So I did order a ton of those. This is, you've probably been seeing around, floating around the internet, the horse and the sleigh. I was not going to order this, to be quite honest, because I was holding out for the Christmas book, which we get to see next week. But I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get this because it also comes with coordinating dies. So this die here, we'll cut out these, and then we have our trees, and we have our snow, and I just thought this was super cute. So I went ahead and ordered this. So this is an online exclusive, so you will not find this in the book anywhere, okay? But the thing that made me go OMG, like with a capital O, a capital M, and a capital G, okay? And I think I heard once this is gone, it's gone, and they will not be reordering. So, FYI. This is coordinating paper to go with the one horse open sleigh. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to actually take this right out of the package. I don't usually do that because I hate paper all over. But can I just show you the beauty of it? We will get to stamping. I promise you we will. I just want to show you the amazing paper this is. Okay? So again, hi Belva. So a print on the front, like a scene on the front, and a solid, more neutral on the back, right? So I have one word to go with this set. Aspen dies. Or groove dies even. So this one's very subtle. It's red speckled. And then this is the back. Trees. So I already know a few of you are going to be writing those down because you guys want this. So, but I'm going to suggest you hurry and go get it soon because it will sell out. And when it's gone, it is gone. So this one has some trees with a fox running. So this is one I've seen with the aspen dies. And then there's like a wood grain on the back. It's quite a large pack of paper. You get 4 sheets of each pattern that I'm showing you, okay? And then we have this subtle pattern, and then look at these trees with the fence row. Like, who's loving this right now? I should be seeing all sorts of hearts or thumbs up or something. Where's all my hearts? Okay, and then this one has trees with like a hill, I guess I would say. There's my hearts. I see hearts now. Blue and white. So I love the fact that this is so, like, you can use this all year round, right? Look at this one with the deer in the bush. He's kind of a weird looking deer, I'm not gonna lie. But and then the back is green, subtle. This one's really pretty. It's almost like a field, I guess, maybe. And then this is like a wood wash green. Look how much, this is all in one paper pack, guys. So this is like definitely well worth every penny because this paper pack will last you a while. This one is super cool because it's like a view from the top. and it's like looking down, and then there's footprints. It's like crazy unique. And then you have your birch trees, and then we've got blue on the back. Okay, after I'm done this, I will get to stamping, I promise you, because that's why you guys came, right? And then there's this one for the cottage, like a night scene. Like, how beautiful is this? And then green subtle on the back. I love the fact that they do the subtles on the back, because sometimes I don't want a loud pattern. This is a really fun one. It kind of has a triangular pattern on it. And then this is kind of like a sunrise, sunset through the trees. So I will give you the product number of this so you can go and order it. And there's a hostess code there on my screen that you need to make sure that you add in when you're placing an order through my website. So here is some more snowish ones, and then we just have some very subtle trees. So that would be great for a masculine card because it's in the beiges and browns. I like doing masculine cards in beiges and browns. I'm just boring that way. And then this one is kind of just a random pattern. We had an embossing folder like this once. And then look at this scene. Oh my gosh, right? Oh my gosh, I know. I think that might be it. That's it. Okay, so that's all in one paper pack. And I know you're going to say to me, well, how much is it? And I can't remember, to be quite honest. But if you go on my web store, you can see it. And the number, write this product number down. 162118. Okay? 162118 is the product number for this paper. And it's called One Horse Open Sleigh. And it does coordinate very beautifully with the dies and the stamp set. Hi, Marlin. And then obviously these snowflakes go very well with it. Okay, so you can see these all online, but not in the book anywhere. And once those are gone, they are gone. Okay, there's not any replenishing on those items. All right, we ready to stamp now? You've heard me talk long enough. The other thing I wanted to tell you, for those of you that are not local to me, I just want to make you aware that I have put it out once, but I'm going to put it out again. I am having an online BOGO sale. For those of you that are far away from me, that missed out on my in-person BOGO sale, it is going to happen, I believe, did I say August 1st? It's a Tuesday. I'm going to send out more information on that next week when things kind of calm down a little bit. We are going really, really hard with hay finally today. So it's been a little bit crazy. Okay, so because I just did the One Horse Open Sleigh, I don't normally do this. This is completely something I generally do not do for a lot of reasons, but I'm actually going to make a Christmas card today. And the reason is I had started off making this as a fall card, which I know you're like, okay, we're not even through summer, but I just love this set for a Christmas card. So I know that some people don't do Christmas cards before Remembrance Day, and I completely respect and honor that. But there are those of you out there that do them before Remembrance Day. So I just want to showcase this because I have a feeling this set might sell out quickly. It's called Cottage Wreaths. It's in the book. It's in the big book. I think it's a carryover, actually. And it has these amazing dies. And the reason I love this set is because it's not just Christmas. It actually isn't Christmas. This is the only Christmas stamp in it that says Merry Christmas. The rest of it could be fall, it could be Halloween, it could be whatever. So I thought it was a super pretty one to do. I actually pre-cut and die-cut everything, or pre-embossed and die-cut everything just to make everybody's life easier, because I thought you don't want to sit here and watch me die-cut and all that stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm actually using a piece of Real Red, which is my favorite red color, and I thought I had my bone folder here. Oh, no, it's up here. Okay, so Real Red, I love using Real Red for Christmas cards. I also do use Cherry Cobbler is another one of my favorites for Christmas, but I have to tell you that Sweet Sorbet is very good, or Poppy Parade is a very, very nice red too. It's almost like an orangey red. And then I'm using a color that I don't normally use. I do not use this color very often, and definitely not for Christmas colors, is Shaded Spruce. And I know that this is a very Christmassy, traditional Christmas color combination. I tend to use Old Olive when I'm doing my Christmas cards. I don't know why. It's just what I gravitate to. I like the look of Old Olive, but I'm trying to push myself out of my comfort zone. So here we go. I'm going to put my Shaded Spruce onto my Real Red. So I actually had Maya the other day do a terrible job for me, but she did such a fantastic job at it. I actually had her go through all of my scrap drawers and take out all the colors that had retired and reorganize them with the new in colors, or the new like restructured colors. And I thought she might have been very upset with me, but she actually quite enjoyed it. And she did a fantastic job at it. Probably a heck of a lot better job than I would have done, to be quite honest. All right, so then I've brought in this piece of white. Now I have embossed this, and I don't know if you can tell on the screen or not, but it's just kind of a zigzag, kind of like the paper pack, a zigzag type subtle pattern on this. And this is one of the 3-pack embossing folders. So there's this one, there's one that looks like bubbles, and there's another one, I can't think of what it is right now, but they're online exclusives, okay? So I am going to actually go ahead, and what I have done is I have pre-cut in Shaded Spruce a couple of the wreaths. Again, oops, wrong stamp set, because I didn't want to take the time on camera to do that. I know everybody's time is very precious, so I want to be as efficient as possible. And I think most of us know how to die cut. So what did I do? I used this one for this piece. And then I used this more intricate one for this piece. Okay, so you can see there's lots of dies in that set. So this is what I did for mine. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to put some glue. I'm going to do this flat. If you would like to do yours popped up, you 110% can do that. Just be careful where you put your dimensionals. So I'm going to put my wreath about here. Okay. And I will show you the card that I originally made. Now, hi Janet. Looks floral. Oh! My embossing folder most definitely is not floral. It's like just random lines is really what it is. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place this wreath on top, the second piece. Okay. And again, I'm just going to use my Tombow, but I could use my fine tip glue. So when you do your embossing and you go to adhere your items, I think you all know this, but if there's anybody new watching, you need to give your adhesive more time to sit, because on the embossed paper, it actually takes longer for it to get into the grooves. Oh, the third embossing fold. Thank you, Janet. Yes. Okay, yeah, it does actually look like a floral. Yes. Sorry, I thought you meant this one. I'm like, no, this one definitely is not a floral. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry just for a second. And what I'm going to do is I have gone ahead and I have die cut this ribbon, which is part of this set. It's this one here, but there's the die that coordinates with it, okay? So you can see how super quick this can come together. And what I'm going to actually do is I am going to take my poopy scissors and I'm going to cut the end of my dimensional, because I like to use all the bits of my dimensionals. Actually, that was kind of silly of me because I only need a little bit. I forgot. I have misplaced my teeny weeny dimensionals, so I am improvising. Oh, I need to improvise some more because I did not do a good job on that one. I only need a very, very small amount. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to actually pop up my ribbon. Okay. Cute. Yes. Okay, so this is drying. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my spatula off my take your pick tool, and I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of roll up some of these petals, or leaves. They're not petals. Oh my. Can you tell I'm tired? I worked today, so I'm taking tomorrow off instead. And it's hard when I'm not used to working on Mondays. Kind of spoil it. Okay. So I did tell you about the BOGO sale, the virtual BOGO sale. I will send details out on that probably early next week, I'm thinking. But there's tons of stuff still left in the basement, and I need to clear it out because there might be something super exciting happening in the month of October. That's a little bit of a teaser for you if you're local. And if you're not local, maybe it's a teaser for you too. Just see how many people are paying attention. I'll know by how many questions I get about that comment. Okay. Okay, so there, that just gives my wreath a little bit of dimension. It's so nice I'm not freezing. Oh, I know, Belva, honestly, it actually made me cry when I was able to do a live video and not freeze. Okay, so this is my wreath. So I have these red rhinestones. Now, I believe these are still in the book. I might be wrong on that. But if they're not in the book, and, okay, Linda, if they're not in the book and you would like red rhinestones, you absolutely can make your own. I showed you how to do that last week, right? By coloring your clear rhinestones with your blends, okay? So don't forget that technique because it's a great technique. I know sometimes we go to create a card or a project and we go, oh, I don't have that color. And you don't have to worry about that anymore. So I'm using my Take Your Pick tool. I don't think that even had glue on it. That one there. Okay, there we go. To lift these on. And this Take Your Pick tool, if you don't have a Take Your Pick tool, it's like a total must-have. I put these in the beginner kit that I was selling there at the studio. Because they're just, it's such a great tool. I know some of you don't know how to, sorry, I can't see where my, oh, it is there. There is two there. Okay. I know some of you, have had it and didn't know how to use it. But it honestly is an incredible, well, I'm getting jewels all over. Okay, I got them all over my fingers. Oh, I'm dropping them. Okay, hang on. I just got my eyes tested and I need new glasses, and I'm very well aware I need new glasses because I cannot see most days. Okay, there we go. So I did not put those in the right spot. That was a total me boo-boo. Okay, so then if I come back in here and if I lift these back up, right, just to give this some dimension. Now, if you're going to mail this, or by the time you put this in the envelope, yeah, it might fluff down. But if you're with the person when you give it to them, you could like refluff it for them. I'm using my spatula because I find it's just a little bit easier because my fingers are all messed up. But okay, so there is that. Okay, so now we're not done though because we need to bring in Brightest Glow. So if you were with me last year, or if you were stamping last year, this is not a new stamp set for you. I used this so incredibly much last year. It had that incredible paper that that I used. It was black and gold and all sorts. Oh, it's just incredible. So unfortunately, it's retired, but I'm going to use the Merry Christmas out of this set because I like to say Merry Christmas. And I think the size of this stamp is just perfect. Now, I did this off camera and it worked lovely. So I'm really, really hoping this works well on camera. Okay, So I am stamping directly on my white piece that is already embossed. This is tricky, okay? There we go. Not too bad. Not as good as my original, but not too bad actually. Okay, I will show you what my, no, let's glue this first and then I'll show you my original. Okay, so stamping on pre-embossed can be tricky because it does not get into all the nooks and crannies. So it's, you got to be very careful. That's where the Stamparatus was amazing for that. However, we don't have that anymore. Okay, let's make sure we're opening our card the right way, or gluing our card the right way. And so you're going to notice that I'm using a very, very thin border on mine, and completely intentional on that, right? I like the thin border. I think it just looks super, super sweet. Okay, so that card did not take me long at all. Okay, and I was going pretty slow. I could have sped it up a little bit. Okay, so that's my very first card, Christmas card of the season. I probably will be the last one for a while. I don't do Christmas cards usually. You know, a lot of people do Christmas in July. I don't do that. This is my original card. Okay, so very, very similar. I did add an extra layer to this wreath here on the right, but I don't know that you need to. It might look a little bit more full. Okay? All right, thoughts on that card while I'm cleaning? I've got to clean my stamps. So, did you like that card? Did you like the cards from last week? Elegant card. Thank you, Brenda. I like nice, simple, and elegant cards. That's kind of my style. I don't like too many things on them, right? It's just how this is kind of my thing. I feel like you can overdo cards sometimes, right? All right. Here we go. Ready for card number 2? So I wanted to focus this week on a couple tools that, like last week we talked about the masks, right? And I wanted to focus this week on another set of tools that we have in the book that I feel like people just don't really know how to use them, or like, why would you want that, or how do you do that, or what do I use with that? It gets very overwhelming. So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to use this stamp set here called Beside Me, okay? And I love all of our sketched stamps. They're absolutely my favorite. I don't spend enough time with them, but I absolutely love them. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use this stamp set right here, and I'm going to use You've Always Been There For Me. Okay, so I'm going to make this into, well, I'm not going to say a masculine card because it's not necessarily a masculine card, but it could be for a male role model, maybe, whoever that happens to be. Okay, so I am using Basic Gray for my card base. There's my Basic Gray, and I am using Old Navy, and I love these two colors together. So I don't do far enough masculine type cards, so this one, I guess you could, I don't know, I guess you could classify it as masculine. And I know some people go, oh well, yeah, but I don't have anybody to give that to. Well, that's fair, absolutely, but you just change the sentiment. Make it a happy birthday then, right? You don't have to do what I'm doing, right? But I just really want to showcase the stamp set and these really incredible tools. Okay, so what I have done is I have gone ahead and I've taken our white, Whisper White, or Basic White, I guess is what we call it now, cardstock, and I have, I've not embossed it. I have die cut it with the Radiant Stitches embossing folder. And I don't know if you can see how beautiful this embossing, they're not embossing folders. I'm not sure why I'm calling them embossing folders. They're dies, okay? Do I have them here? No, I put them away. But they are staggered sizes. They're beautiful, okay? If you're looking for just a little bit of wow to your card, but not a ton, this is a really great die. So I would suggest that you look at this one because it's nice. It truthfully is one of our nicer dies. So I'm going to use the man with the two kids fishing. Oops, so daisies. Yep, that's great. Isn't that fantastic? I just got black ink all over me. I just realized I forgot a stamp. No, I did not forget a stamp. It's in the stamp case. Okay, I'm using Memento ink here, okay, which is the only black that we carry. And what I'm going to do is I am actually going to try to get this straight. And I'm going to stamp this, not like completely to the top, but I'm going to kind of come down a little bit. And I'm using the stitches as my guide. Isn't that a great one for Christmas, Lynn? Super, super simple. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is I am bringing in these items here. Now, these are old. They're just old packaging, but they're the watercolor pencils, okay? And I think this is one of the many overlooked gems in our book. And so on the back, it actually shows you what colors are in there. And then this one shows us here. So there's two different colors because originally it came out with this one and then they came out with these ones. So I'm going to actually use a combination of both. And they look just like pencil crayons, right? Like that's what they look like. I actually have a Stampin' Up! Sharpener that I use that I had years and years and years ago. And that's generally what I will use to color these. So this is one of the many ways that you can do some coloring. If you don't want the blends, because you don't want all the colors, these are an excellent alternative for that. And I'm going to show you how we can actually use the blends and the watercolor pencils together. So this is honestly, I have had these pencils forever, and they are definitely my go-to in certain situations. And what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to kind of go a little bit heavier on the lines where I want to kind of accent the color. Okay, and I'm just trying to find, Maya was just using these not that long ago, so they're all very dull, and I have not had a chance to sharpen them. So depending on how heavy you push is going to determine how intense your color is going to be. So for this little boy's pants, I'm going to go a little bit darker because I don't want him to lose his pants into the ledge, right? Hi, Lynn. I haven't seen you in a long time. So then I'm going to do my little boy's shirt. So this pencil needs to definitely be sharpened. I like when I'm coloring, I don't know about you guys, but I like when I color to have a very sharp tip on my pencil crayons. I personally find coloring, look how dull that one is, ugh, coloring very, very relaxing. Now, I never got into the adult coloring books because, quite frankly, I knew that if I started, I might not be able to stop because I just love, love, love coloring. So, I'm going to do her shorts in yellow. And I'm going to actually do her hair in yellow, but a very, very light yellow. Okay, so bear with me for a second here. I know this is kind of boring right now, but okay. So what I'm actually going to do now is I'm going to bring in these fancy dancy things that are called blender pens. And I get asked all the time, what in the heck is a blender pen and why would I ever use it? So blender pens come in a 3-pack. I was going to say 3-pack and 2 ends all at the same time. Blender pens come in a 3-pack and there's 2 tips on them. So essentially one package of these will last you a very, very, very long time. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I am actually going to start in a circular motion, and I'm just going to go over where I just colored. Now, remember I said depending on how hard I pushed would intensify my color. So I don't want these very, very dark, okay? If I'm going to go for dark, then I want to just use my blends and be done with it. So I'm just, to clean these, I'm just going back and forth on a scrap piece of paper, and I'm going to do this little girl's hair as well as Dad's shirt. So you cannot see what's happening on camera, I'm sure, but you're probably like, okay, this is kind of silly because I have no idea what she's doing because it doesn't look any stinking different. But I can promise you in person what is happening is it is moving the colors around, and instead of seeing those lines of where I was coloring with my pencil, it's actually blending the crayons together. Okay, so it's actually moving things, and I know you're like, okay, really? I don't think so, but it is, I promise you. So the important thing is you have to remember, I like the blender pens with water pencils. Yes, I love, this is like so relaxing for me. And I've just gotten so used to doing this with my blends that I've kind of got away from using my pencils. So I'm going to color Dad's hair very light gray, or light brown. And then the boy, I'm going to go maybe a little bit darker. Okay? So then so the important thing is really to just clean your blender pen in between. Okay? So now, this is pretty much it. However, I need to do their arms and their, well, I guess their arms is all you can see here. So what I'm actually going to do is for this case, I should have planned this a little bit better. I am actually going to take my neutral blend, so the skin tone ones or the neutrals, I don't know what they're calling them these days, but and then I'm just actually going to just come in here and I'm going to use that to do their arms. And probably the back of his neck needs to be done. Maybe his ear. What about this arm over here needs to be done? So this is the only part I'm using the blends on. Okay. Now, I also have, I showed you guys the blender pens last week. No, blender brushes last week, blending brushes. But this is actually my finger daubers. I love finger daubers. This is what I've had for probably 17 years, and I absolutely love them. So I love them because I find that I can control it a little bit more than I can with the blender pen or blender brushes, but I feel like they both have their own purpose, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take, and you can only use one color per sponge. Okay, so I am using Balmy Blue, and what I'm going to do is in a circular motion, very lightly, because it looks very stark to me the way this is right now, I am just adding a little bit of blue, which will be my sky. Or, well, yeah, I guess my sky, because they're looking at, right? They're fishing off the dock. So I'm just going to go ahead and again, I don't know if you guys can see this on camera. I hope you can because it's beautiful, but I will take pictures of this as well and post them after the video so that you can see what it is that I'm doing. So while I'm doing this, I would love to hear your feedback on these free classes. Do you like the techniques that I'm offering? Would you like me to do more simple cards? Or do you like these because you're learning things? I'm always curious to know. Because I could easily switch to simple cards as well if that's what the ask is. Okay, so I'm going to use these birds that are in the set right there. And I'm going to add some birds because it feels like it needs it. Oh, you can see the blending. Okay, perfect. I love that you can see the blending. Okay. So there is that. Now, I'm going to bring in my sentiment. I might change this one. You'll see I don't even have this whole set put together yet. Because I just got lazy, I guess. Okay, so Knight of Navy is what I'm going to use. And now, of course, I could add Wink of Stella too, right, to the sky, if I wanted. Okay. Grateful for you all year round, all year long. I hope I'm going to stamp this straight. Okay, apparently I did not use blue on my last one. I don't know what the heck color I used. Maybe Starry Sky? I don't know. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue this down, and I'll show you my original card as well. So nobody has any thoughts on, do you like the different techniques I'm showing with the free classes, or would you like me to go back to more simple cards? Okay. You like that? It's pretty, eh? So here is my original card. I'm trying to figure out what color that is. Oh, it might be Misty Moonlight. I might have used Misty Moonlight on that, actually. Very similar, but different cards. Okay, perfect. Learning is a good thing. Very much enjoying the techniques. This is great. Okay, perfect. Okay. Because honestly, sometimes when you're on this end of the screen, it's very hard to know if people are loving it or are they not. And I guess if they're not, they would leave. But I also would like to make sure that you're getting value out of it. Because if you're coming to join me, I want you to enjoy it. Okay? All right. Maybe we can do is every once in a while we'll throw in a mystery stamping night. What do you think? Go back to like a Mystery Monday type thing. All right. So there's my stamp set put back. Look at me being a great demo doing that. Okay. So I said I wanted to showcase different tools, right? All right. So we're going to do that again. But we're going to do something even more different this time. So this time, we're going to use this one. It's called Coffee with Friends. So, love this set. Love this set, okay? So it just speaks to me. I just can't even tell you. So for this one, I thought we would do something completely different. And we are going to use the soft pastels, okay? I can guarantee you, unless you took my class on this that I offered a while back, you're scratching your head wondering, why do I need these and what do I do with these? Well, I'm going to show you just one of the very many ways you can use this. But we're actually going to use our water painters. So water painters are most definitely different than your blender pens, okay? Blender pens already come with the solution in them, okay? So you don't have to worry about doing anything, and you get 3 of them in a pack, double-ended. So what's that, 3 times 3? Or 2 times 3? Oh my gosh, seriously, I'm so tired. So you get quite a few uses out of this one, okay? Whereas your water painters are very cool because you can add all sorts of things into these water painters. Essentially water being number one. I have used alcohol in these, and I have actually even used household bleach in these, okay? But you have to be very careful when you're using the bleach, okay? Just an FYI, multiple ways you can use this. So these new aqua painters, they're new. So if you took a aqua painting class with me years ago, you would have seen, yours would have looked something like this, okay? Same thing. It's just they've redesigned them. They've offered them in a 3-pack with 3 different tips. So this is more of a paintbrush thick set. We're not using that one tonight. This one is a very, very thick ended brush. Okay, we're not using that one either. But we are going to use this one, which is the fine tip one, just because it's what I was more comfortable with. Not gonna lie. Okay, so the thing you need to know when you get your aqua painters, however, is normally you would want to turn, is this clockwise? Okay, you actually have to turn counterclockwise. You're turning the opposite direction of what you think you're going to turn. And then, so when you get this unscrewed like this, you're just going to fill this part up with water, okay? And then you're just going to push, okay? So, sorry, let me do this. See if I can get this back on here now. Oh, see, I'm going the opposite direction. So my brain is like, oh no, turn to the right, and I have to turn to the left, which is very hard for my brain to process. Okay. So I'm going to put these 2 away because I don't need these 2. So when you're using aqua painters or water painters, okay, they used to be called aqua painters, water painters, you need to use aqua paper, water paper, which is a specialty paper that we carry. It looks textured, okay? It's very thick. It comes in a 5x7 sheet, I believe it is. But I just cut it down to the card size that I need, okay? So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So I am using, what color is this? Let's say this is Gorgeous Gray, because I think it is. Thank God, thank. Okay. And I'm going to use Bubble Bath. Now, Bubble Bath on camera probably looks white to you guys right now. I promise you it is not. It is a very, very pale, pale pink. I hope that I actually cut this the right size. I did. Oh, look at me rocking it out. Okay, so I am going to put these to the side for a second. I'm going to bring in my water paper or aqua paper. They keep changing the name on me. I'm sorry. And then what I'm going to do is I am actually going to use this girl here who's having her coffee. And I'm going to use this stamp later, but okay. Put her over here for right now. And I need my bigger block, which is right here. So you're still going to use Memento. You can use StazOn, but I generally use Memento and have not had any issues. So if somebody would like to correct me on that, please feel free. So StazOn, what is StazOn? StazOn is permanent black ink. Memento is water-based. Okay? Lots of tips and tricks tonight, I'm telling you. Okay, so I don't like using these bigger blocks because I find they're awkward to use. Okay, so I'm going to stamp her straight about there. Okay, so there's my girl. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a clear block. Doesn't matter which block you use. It's totally up to you. I'm going to use a D block. I'm going to open up my pastels, and this is what they look like. they're chalks, essentially, is what they are, okay? So you can do that. Whoever purchased my pastels from the BOGO sale, my old pastels from the BOGO sale, you can do this exact same thing with those as well. But you're going to notice that some of mine look a little bit like indented here, and I'm going to tell you why. I am going to take this color here, which it does tell us the colors on the back here. So I believe this one is Granny Apple Green. Okay, so I am going to take Granny Apple Green. I am going to bring in my spatula from my Take Your Pick tool. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shave this onto my block. Now, I don't need a lot of this. This is the one thing I just want to advise you. People think, oh my gosh, I have to do so much. You do not, okay? You do not have to do a lot. These chalks will last you, I kid you not, probably your entire lifetime. And probably your friend's entire lifetime, okay? There's just so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my aqua painter and I'm going to push this. I'm going to squeeze it. See, I've got some water on my block. And I'm just going to use my block as my ink pad. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start adding my color. Now, how come this is working, right? You're probably like, what? I don't understand. Well, because this paper is especially designed to absorb the water, okay? So that's why it's not peeling or piling, I guess, as some say. But you can see how very little I need on my block. And of course, I can always go back and add more onto my block where I need. Okay? So now, if I want to do some shadowing, I will take a part where it's not so much water, so it's more concentrated, and then I would do my shadowing from there. Now, I am not by any means an aqua painter pro or a painter at all. However, I'm just showing you what I know. Okay? So, I've got my Kleenex here, and I'm just squeezing to get the green out of here. I'm going to take this and I'm going to wipe this off my block. Now, baby wipe works just as well. Probably maybe even a little bit better. So, have to have the pastels for a few years, but haven't even used them. Thank you. Okay, well, see, there you go. This is why I do these things, right? This is why. So my blue, I'm going to go ahead. Now, if you don't have the spatula, first of all, why not? But second of all, if you don't have your spatula, that's okay. Use something sharp, like scissors or the end of the scissors or something like that. Okay? So I am going to go ahead. I've got a lot on there. And I'll start doing her jeans. So you have to have the aqua paper and the aqua or the water pens to do this. Now, if you get too much water and it starts to puddle, which I do have some of that happening right now, I have two options. One, I can dab it with my Kleenex very carefully, or I can just leave it and let it kind of dry into the paper because it will eventually absorb in. You just have to be patient. See how that's puddling there? But it will definitely absorb into the paper. So you cannot do this with regular white cardstock, okay? Because it will peel your paper back, because white cardstock is made much differently. It's made in layers. And so what happens is when the water hits it, it's not designed to absorb. So it will actually start to peel back, and then you get a funky looking paper happening. Whereas this, you can keep adding water, and it's just going to keep sucking it in. Okay? So I'm just trying to make that a little bit more even. Now, I'm going to be done with this blue, I think. So I'm going to wipe this off. Again, if you have baby wipes close by, probably your best bet. And then I'm going to use Daffodil Delight as my next color. I don't need much of that at all because I'm just using this for her hair. Because I want her to be blonde, apparently. The only downfall I would say to these pastels is I wish we had more colors. Now, if you don't want to do what I'm doing as far as like shaving it off the stick like that, you can actually bring in, I'm just going to move this over for a second. You can actually leave these in your palette and just pick it up that way. I do find, honestly, that it does not, it's not as vibrant that way, to be quite honest. I find it's very, very, very subtle. And I could bring in some of this color here. I might make her hair a little bit darker, but I'll leave it for right now. And then I'm just going to use the red to do her mug, which is kind of intricate. And it's hard when I'm stretching over. So when I did my original card, I had it nice and close to me. So the reason I like this this fine tip one is because I find you can get into these little crevices a little bit better. Okay. So there's that. I could absolutely, 100% Brenda, you could totally blend your colors together. I am not that savvy. You do not want me blending colors. Because I failed elementary school. No, I failed JK and SK in grade 1. So if you watch my videos, you know I don't even know my shapes, let alone my colors. Like, now you're asking me for a lot if you want me to actually do colors as well. But you 100% could do colors for sure. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, we're not done, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my blend on here to do her hands. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this looks very, very dark on the aqua paper, but I'm going to show you my original card, and it will actually soften up as it dries. Okay, so I just love the blend, or the blends for the skin tones. But you could, again, use a color combination to make that happen. Oh, I've got to get her hands over here. There. Okay. Now, I completely forgot that I have to do her little sandals, flip-flops, which I'm kind of rushing this one here. I think actually what I did on my original is I made the bottom of her flip-flops black, I think, if I remember. Okay, so, now, oops, wrong one. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in this blue again. And again, I'm just going to scrape some of this off. And again, don't worry about using too much of this because, quite frankly, you'll have enough always. Okay, so I'm going to bring in my water. And I'm just going to bring this around. Now you're like, holy smokes, that's really super dark. Yeah, it is, but I can always add more water and lighten it. Because the more water I add, the more it will tone it down. Okay, so I'm going to do this here because I like her to be grounded or like in a scene, right? Otherwise she looks a little bit weird, just kind of standing there. She's sitting somewhere, but we don't know where she's sitting. Okay, so tell me so far, friends, what do you think while I'm doing this? Now, I could definitely have used the bigger brush on this. I probably should have actually used the bigger brush on this, but I don't have water in my bigger brush. Actually, I'm going to stop right there. Okay, so there's that. But now I need her. Where is she sitting? She's got to be sitting somewhere. So let's bring in this green, which is, I think, Mossy Meadow. And yeah, so I think the last time anybody used pastels, Belva, was probably in the class that I did, which was many, many moons ago. So I hope that this kind of, you know, reminds everybody to get those pastels out. If you haven't used them, get them out and play with them with your aqua paper. And if you don't have them, oh my gosh, if you find coloring relaxing, this will definitely be up your alley. 100%. I don't do this type of paper crafting very often, actually. And not that I don't love it, it's just I just don't ever have the time to sit and just play, right? So, but these are those cards that you will send to somebody that will definitely be a piece of art, piece of art on their mantle, right? Because it's just unique and different, and they're just going to love it. I'm going to see if I can fix this boo-boo that I just did. Yep, there we go. Okay, so I just added a little bit of water there. And I might actually lighten up my blue a little bit more. I'll show you my original card too, as soon as I'm done here. See, I don't like that I've gone that high up on this one, but anyway, nonetheless, this is my sample. Okay, so I'm going to wipe this off. Okay, now, so you'll see that I didn't even make a dent in my chalks. So it is truthfully, once you have these chalks, they will last you forever. Okay, I'm going to use Gorgeous Grape. When I stamped my original card, it stamped crooked. So I'm hoping that this one stamps not crooked. Let's see. So this says sometimes you just have to reheat your coffee one more time and try again. Ah, see, it did it again. I think this is actually crooked. Anyway, I can fix that, not a big deal. But let's get this put together so then you can see what the final card is going to look like. And I will show you the card that I did yesterday. Or no, not yesterday. It was a couple days ago I did that. Look at me being all like ready and stuff, eh? I'm glad you guys are finding this helpful because I feel like sometimes it's like, I think it's helpful, but then people are like, oh, I know about that. We might know about things, but sometimes we forget about things too, right? So, I think it's nice to just see things again and go, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I forgot I have those. I think I have those things somewhere. Oh, here, maybe I should assemble this on camera. What do you think? I'm going to show you my original card because I actually like it much better, but I wasn't rushing then. And then we'll recap and we'll show you all the cards. So when this dries, it will kind of lighten a little bit too because it will kind of absorb into the water or into the paper. So this is my original card. Okay, so you can see I went much more subtle with the blue, like did that. I like that a lot better than this one. But that's fine. So aqua paper as well, because it is moist, will take a little bit longer to dry as well. Okay, so let's go. 1, 2. Where's my Christmas one? 3. Okay, and I still got those done in like just over an hour, and I talked forever and ever and ever at the beginning. Right? I have the pastels, just not the aqua paper. Well, there you go. Now you have to go get the... Thanks, Kathy. Now you have to go get the aqua paper. Okay? Because the pastels... You can use the pastels to do this technique with the blender pens. You 110% can. So the class I did showed how to use all different ways to use this pastel. Like you can use them on your embossing folders. You can use them with your blender pens. You can use them with your aqua painters. Like there's so many opportunities for these. So definitely, but I think one package of aqua paper in your house at all times is a necessity, just so that you can kind of do fun things like this from time to time. All right, that's all I have for tonight. So do not forget the 15% off sale for stamps on Wednesday. It's only 24 hours. And if you use my hostess code and order through me, I will send you a gift. Okay? And if you're a demonstrator, don't forget you get your included in that. You also get your own discount. So you're going to get 35% discount. And yeah, BOGO sale for the online folks will be coming beginning part of August. So please stay tuned for that. And maybe a big announcement coming for October. What do we think? Cindy's always got something up her sleeve. You know, she's always got something up her sleeve. All right. Yes, please try that. If you are comfortable, post your finished projects. I'd love to see them on the customer page. That would be fantastic. I think sharing our projects, I think, gives everybody some inspiration and some ideas to go and try it themselves. So thank you for joining me very, very much. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I appreciate the fact that you have stuck with me through all of this internet nightmare, and I'm glad we finally have this resolved. So thanks, everybody. I will see you guys next week for something super fun. If there's anything in particular you would like me to focus on, please be sure to message me, and that would be always welcomed. Okay? Bye, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. See ya.